Hey everybody, it's Murphy Gray Hunter, and I'm here to do a book review. Okay, so actually this book review that I'm gonna do is I've read this book some time ago, and I'm actually going to reread it because I really don't remember a lot about the book. So the books that I'm talking about are these two books. It's a series by Cecilia Reese, and the first one is called Witch Child. Okay, and the second one is called Sorceress. And like I said, I've read these years ago, and I think they're like young adult books, so they're like really easy to follow and they're really fast read. And this one cost me like about $9, but like I said, it's old. It's a few years old, so I'm pretty sure you can get it a lot cheaper now. And this book has 260 pages. So, okay, I'm going to talk about this one first. This one is about this girl here, Mary. She's a 14-year-old girl. And she lives with her grandmother. And so she's been living with her grandmother, whatever, in this small, in the UK, right? And the European colony or whatever. Because this is back in the 1600s. Okay, I'm going to see how well I can remember this. Because, like I said, it's been a long time. But anyway, her grandmother is accused of witchcraft. Okay, so they come and get her, and they do the pin prick test, you know, like where they would prick every part of her body, because you know, a long time ago they believed that a witch had a certain spot on their body that wouldn't bleed if it was pricked. And so if they pricked that part and it didn't bleed, then you were a witch. Okay, and then they also did the river test. And that was where they would throw you into the river. And if you sunk, you were not a witch. But if you were to float, then you were a witch. And so that's what they did. And of course, her grandmother, she was floating, so they accused her of being a witch. So they imprisoned her. I thought that they had burned her at the stake, but I can't be sure. I want to say that she was burned, but she could have been imprisoned. Either way, she was no longer, Mary no longer had her, right? And so, so then this lady comes and helps Mary, right? And so Mary doesn't know who this woman is. So this lady takes her and feeds her and, gives, you know, like, buys her clothes, makes sure she's had a bath and, you know, all of that stuff. And still Mary didn't, like, you know, like, try to argue with this lady or anything, because obviously she needed help. She was only 14 years old. So it turned out that this woman was really Mary's biological mother. I don't know why she wasn't with Mary, and I don't know why she didn't keep her. Again, like, it's been a long time since I read this book. But anyway, so her mother, of course, you know, tells her that she's sending her off to go live. She was getting her cleaned up so she could go get on this boat and go to America with this American colony. And so that way she could go there and she could, you know, be safe and whatever. So she goes to this American colony, and while she's there, she meets like these two Native Americans that come into the village. And one of them is younger, and I believe his name was like, I want to say Blue Jay or Jaybird or something like that. I think it was Jaybird. And anyway, so he's younger, and so he's like, well, her age, and so he brings her like things that she can use, like moccasins and flowers and all kinds of stuff, right? Because he likes her. And then while she's in the colony, she's staying with this woman named Martha, and Martha is like, you know, helping her and, you know, all this stuff. And then somewhere along the line, Mary has been writing a diary the whole time, right? And in her diary, she talks about herself being a witch. And so the woman who she lives with, Martha, found her diary and read it. And, you know, because, you know, what's her name? Mary just left her diary out, right? And so she read it. And so she had told her that, you know, that she couldn't be doing that because, you know, in that village, people were being accused of witchcraft, and they would, you know, do all this stuff to her. They would, you know, burn her or kill her, you know, whatever. And she knew because of what happened to her grandmother. Anyway, so this book is written in like a journal entry type of thing. Like the very first page, it says, you know, early March 1659, and she has, I am Mary and I am a witch. I mean, that's just how the first entry is, right? Okay. Okay, so like I said, all of this is written in see, like journal entry. So, like I said, this is a really good book if you are into this book. You know, of course, is about Mary and her path and her journey, but it does have some Native American in here. It has witchcraft in here. It has her journey on sea life, and you know her adventures. It's a really, really good book, and this is the one that I'm going to start reading this week. I always take a book with me to work, so I can read. So I'm hoping for this week to finish this book, because I worked 3/12s, and let's just hope that we're not busy. No, like we were last week, so I can get some of this book in. And like I said, it's an easy read. It's a really easy read, and it keeps you going. Like, you want to know what's happening to her. You want to know what her adventures are, and because, you know, they I believe somewhere in here they accuse her of witchcraft also, or because there's some, okay, if I can remember, I know it's so crazy, right? There in the village, there are some girls there that are being accused of doing witchcraft, and they're accused of trying to steal other girls' boyfriends by doing like witchcraft, right? And so I think they're looking for somebody to blame, and they put the blame on Mary, because Mary goes into the forest all the time to go play with I would say J word. What is his name? Blue Jay or Jaybird? Jaybird, the little Native American boy. Anyway, she's always in the woods with him, and she's always picking herbs, because she's picking herbs for this woman that lives in the colony, who's, I guess, like their closest thing to a doctor. And Mary's grandmother, the whole reason why she was accused of witchcraft was because she was a healer, and she would, you know, heal people, and she would deliver a lot of babies and things like that. So I know it's all over the place, but like I said, it's been a while since I've read this book, but it's a really, really good book. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so this is like back in the 1600s. Sorry, I have dye all under my nails. Because yeah, I was dyeing my roots a few days ago, and I can never get all the dye out of my fingernails. Whatever. Anyway, you should have seen it. I had it all on my ear too. It was a hot mess. Thank goodness I only have to do my roots, right? If I had to do my whole head, because you see how long my hair is. If I had to dye my whole hair, oh my gosh, that'd be just horrible. Okay. So the second book, the sequel to this, is also by Cecilia Reese, and this is called Sorceress. Now, this book is a little bit thicker than, you know, it's a little bit thicker. Okay, and this book has 342 pages. Now, this one is back in the 1600s, and this one is modern times. Okay, so what ends up happening is that this girl here, Agnes, she's in college in Boston, and she reads this book. And so when she's reading this book, she's like really closely, she feels this connection to this person. Like, she feels really connected to Mary's story, and just really is really like interested in what happens to Mary. And so okay, I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to find that part where, okay, so it says here, like in this end of the book here, it says since the discovery of these diaries, efforts to trace Mary Newberry, which is her last name, and the other people in this account have been continued. If you have any information regarding the individuals or families mentioned, please contact Allison Ellman. And then it has which child, whatever, her email. So anyway, so when she saw this in the back of the book, she contacted Allison and wanted to say, hey, I really feel connected to Mary, and I want to know what happened to her. You know, I want to know what happened to her story. Can I help you do research? And so she ends up helping her do research on the diary pages, because for some reason, again, I don't know because I haven't read all the book. And besides, I don't want to spoil it for you, but if I haven't spoiled it enough. But somewhere along the lines of Mary's life, the pages of her diary were sewn into a very old, rare, quilt back in the 1700s, right? And so that quilt was found. And so when they found the quilt, that's how they pieced together Mary's story. And then that's how this person started doing research on Mary. Okay, so she became very interested and wanted to know more about what happened to Mary, since she felt very, very connected to her. Even though she's never met her, this was the first time her ever hearing about Mary because she had read the story. So it turns out that Agnes is a descendant of Mary. Okay? Because remember, Mary was with, why can't I remember his name? Jaybird. The little Native American boy that she was with. Okay, boom, a light bulb went out. She lives with the Native Americans some point of her life, right? And anyway, so here goes that the descendant, that's how they are connected. Okay, so anyway, this book, which is probably my favorite out of the two, because this also has a lot to do with witchcraft and about Native Americans, because she herself is Native American, and has a lot about Native American information in here, like her life and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, here it is, Jaybird. I just scrolled across something that said Jaybird, so that was his name. But again, I don't remember if she got with Jaybird and they had a little family, and I don't know. But anyway, so she only has these two in this series of The Witch Child. So again, this one was, it says here, $8.99. It's Candlewick Press, in case you can't find it on Amazon, which I'm sure you can. I had this book, right, and I had the series, and I lent my book to my daughter, and then she said she didn't have it, or whatever. I ended up finding this for $1, and then of course right after I bought this, she goes, "Oh, I have your book." So I have two, but I think I gave one to my other daughter. Anyway, long story short, you should get these two books, Witch Child and Sorceress by Cecilia Reese. Really, really good read, and it's a fast read. So I plan to read this one this week and hopefully get it all done, and then read this one next week. All right, guys, as always, love you all. Blessed be. Bye.